making your sound better.
Hi there guys, Predator Mining Corporation with WA Production is speaking. In this tutorial we will take a look at this full-length FLP or FL Studio project inspired by some big room EDM artists such as Blasterjaxx, maybe Bassjackers, maybe R3hab and all of the other spin-in situated guys. And what's the best part of this all is that this project is absolutely exclusive. You cannot find it anywhere in our products or anywhere else, and we are providing it just for you. It's 100% royalty free, so you can just do whatever you want with the track. And the other good thing is that we are providing it to you for free. So I will just play you the whole track now, and then we will go through the project, and after the video you will be able to download it and use it by yourself. So 3, 2, 1, go. yeah, and the rest is a bit boring because it's an outro. So pretty massive, right? Massive, not massive, massive, right? So that was the reason why we have decided to give it to you for free, because we really do enjoy giving all of this stuff to you, as you are writing us a lot of comments and things, which makes us happy. So yeah, let's first of all I'm going to show you what is on master channel. You can see only the FabFilter Pro L limiter by FabFilter that I'm using all the time. And yeah, let's see how the track looks, you know, what is the composition of the track. You can see that in first 30 seconds there is an intro, you know, building the atmosphere. That's the part where DJs are connecting this track to the other one that is ending. And nothing special in there. I will go more detail through it later. So this part over there, before the drop comes, which is exactly this part, it's not a first breakdown as some of the tracks, you know, of the EDM tracks are starting with a breakdown, but this one is starting right with a build-up. So right after an intro, here comes the build-up that is bringing up the drop melody and the drop synth, and is building the atmosphere. 15 seconds, and right after that, here comes the drop, which is I think 45 seconds long. And the drop itself is divided into two parts. You can hear that this part is the main one. And the other one is the more crazy one. The difference here is between the rhythm of kicks. You can see that synths are all the same, are playing the same melody, same pitch, and kicks are making a different rhythm, as you can see here. As the drop goes, more elements are appearing in there. You can see that there are toms in this part of the drop. There comes toms. Here comes some rides, which are not in there in the very beginning of the drops. So things are accumulating in there, which is quite cool and a very important thing in creating drop, to not to have it boring all the time, to put everything on the beginning, but to show listeners what all you can, or how powerful you can make it, how the drop goes, you know, because it's strong enough in the beginning, but after those 15 seconds, it needs to, or you need to add something more usual in there. So the drop ends right here, 1:30. Then there is this little gap that is slowing down the power of the track, and here comes the, which is also divided into two parts. This one is the most chilled one, and this one is the most bigger one. You can also see how many sounds are layered in there, and what else you can see is that here comes a sidechain effect, and that's because here come also kicks. I'm sorry about those slugs, but it's just how this works currently while recording this tutorial. So here is the most powerful part of the breakdown, and right after that there comes the build up again and the drop again, and of course outro at the very end of the track. So let's take a closer look at the playlist. What we've got here. Here we have a kick from a pack by AA Production, or also by Big EDM. I believe this kick is from a pack called EDM Madness by Big EDM, and as you can see, it's pretty shortened, you know, just to make a short, not that powerful, but still punchy kick. Listen carefully, okay? Here are drop steps from our free pack, EDM drop stops and horn shots or something like that. So you will be able to download a lot of Oh, I got it. A lot of these guys for free, but these horns are going nearly through the whole track, except this breakdown part. So these are really important, and I believe you already know these type of horns from thousands of the other tracks right now, you know, mainly from Kashmir ones and all of the other ones. So in this part there is also this short kick and also this offbeat bass, which is also important. I will talk about it a bit later. Together with some percussion such as, you know, these rights and this clap. And what happens there is that here comes the full kick. Already, you know, the fat one. And this is from a pack of mine called Red Dead Roman EDM Essentials, I believe. And yeah, here comes also some FX samples such as this riser, white noise uplifter, and this is a drum fill. You can see it here, and oops, this goes also through the whole track. You can see those drum fills are following the whole track except the breakdown. So the build up, you can see that there already are these like drop kicks in each important like part or stop or something like that, and you know, it's building the atmosphere together with the main drop lead, which is this one, but it is filtered, as you can see here. And what is also important is this pitch envelope that is connected with the drop lead pitch. Oh, you can hear. You can see it is moving the pitch envelope. And by the way, yes, the drop lead is made by only this synth, because this one is white noise sound only. So yeah, you know what? Let's go through to the drop right now, because the build-up is connected with drop sound. So let's talk about the drop first. Here you can see how we have created the kick. The solo kick from my sample pack sounds like this, and we have layered it with this cool bass, so it makes this great like kick that sounds huge in the lower, but also in the mid frequencies. So that's about it. And what's the important part, as I already mentioned, are those not that powerful, but still here they are, those offbeat Melbourne bound, let's say, basses, which are just goes, you know, offbeat, and they are flowing real well with the kick. So when the kick ends, you can see the peak is going like lower, fading out. Here comes the offbeat bass to fill the empty space. So that's about a kick. Now take a look at this drop lead. It's made by Silent One and affected pretty well. A few words about mixer. We have in this particular FLP we have created submixes in our sense. So for example, this drop lead is going to the send, as this can be also called insert 100, and here is the FX chain. So let's listen to the sound without any effects applied on it. Cool, right? It's basically made by Soundgoodizer, FabFilter Saturn, and a bunch of a lot of reverb and kickstart, and you know, you know these FX change, this type of FX change from some of my older videos. So, and you will be able to go through it by your own. So I won't be spend much time on it. I won't spend much time on it. So that's about the drop lead. I already mentioned that here is a pitch envelope that is connected with the main sound, and that is automating the pitch of the sound. What else is there? Here you can see white noise FX line. Not that powerful, but still you can hear it in there. Here is the brass horn stub, and here is also one interesting part, and that's this stub that goes frequently after 2 bars. Are those bars or beats? I'm always lost in these. Yeah, each 2 bars, and yeah, just adding some power in there. And this is actually the second part of the drop lead. You can hear it without it. It sounds really boring and too simple. So yeah, nothing special in there, just huge detuned saw waves made by single layer leads, which are basic expansions of Nexus. So you will get this sound with no need of buying some other nowadays expansions. So that's about the drop sound. Here you can see that at the end of each part of the drop, here comes the filter, and also the sidechain is turned off. Yeah, I think I don't need to speak about the strides and stuff. So yeah, this pattern is Tom's loop. And so it goes to the last part of the drop, where I was already speaking about changing, or the rhythm change of these kicks the melody contains. And you can also see that those offbeat basses are following also those regular kicks, but those like I'm not sure how to call this rhythm, but simply the offbeat bass is not there because it's a bit messy. When you will, they will be they could be fighting with each other. So we used it just for this part of the kicks. And yeah, just a little variation in the tom loop, and that's all. And of course, effects. You can see that here are some white noise effects, crashes and stuff. And right after that, the drop ends. This effect is a reversed reverb applied on the plug sounds. And what I really wanted to talk about or mention are these piano piano steps that, sorry about the lag, are these piano steps that are following those lower notes that are following the melody, which is creating really cool atmosphere. You can hear it. It's really a great idea. I know Kashmir and a lot of the other producers which tracks are more atmospheric and stuff are using this effect. So be sure to remember this one. And what else we've got here? Here is a sub bass that is following the melody, the horse melody. Here are some plugs that are building atmosphere, as you can see the filtrum there, and of course pet. Here are the main plug leads made by Silent One. And yeah, so here is the first atmosphere builder, and the breakdown is going slowly up, and right here it stops for just a second or stuff, and comes the big part of the breakdown. Important part, those are these FX samples, the white noise and like claps with reverb, and also what is this one? Yeah, just a bell to make it more atmospheric, and yeah, just go through sounds. The same sub bass, but it follows the melody. It is more cutted. It's not that like monotonic. And piano, and here are the main sounds that are sent to the send number 2, which is in our case insert number 101. Here is also an important part of the breakdown, which is this lead made by Silent One, and finally another like more harsh bass. Here comes the sidechain, followed by kicks, and also what is important to mention that these reverse reverb samples are going through the whole breakdown. And yeah, the atmosphere is still building. Then it continues in the build-up volume 2, and it goes right to the second drop. So just one last thing, to talk a bit about layers in the breakdown. As you can see, what is important in creating breakdown. You have two types of breakdowns. In this case, this one in there is the bit chilled one. So you will definitely find some plugs in there, maybe some pad, some bass. The piano is something extra in there, but is super useful and sounds really cool. And here you can find another element which is building the atmosphere by using the cutout filter. And this part has approximately like 6 layers in there, and these layers are plugs that are also used from, or that are taken from the first part. The sub bass, which is like important to have in there, to have the like sub frequencies also, and you know, different type of these big room sources. They are usually also layered. In our case, there are 2 sounds layered. Also this lead sound, which is extremely important to make the sound really big, because without this sound it will sound like this. I know it sounds fine, but with it sounds even better. And also this a bit more harder, just also bass with some mid frequencies in there is also quite important. And the next upgrade you can do is to apply a sidechain and add some cool kicks and claps to make it even bigger. So I think I mentioned everything I wanted to, and I really hope you will enjoy this FLP, you will play with it, and you will of course download it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe and like, and have a nice day. Take care. Bye.